There are so many LEGO games. I'm pretty sure 90% of the games Traveler's Tales makes are only LEGO games. The other 10% are games like Bugs Life or Sonic 3D Blast. LEGO games are everywhere, and everyone has played a LEGO game at some point in their life. As for me, I have about 14 LEGO games, and I just wanted to talk about some of them. I'm only going to talk about 3 of the many LEGO games that I currently own in this video. Again, this is my opinion. It's no way at all to be a hate campaign towards your favorite LEGO game.
This dance-up was fixed!
This has to be one of the most ambitious LEGO games ever made. It's a Toys to Life game where you buy special LEGO figures with plates that contain chips to be able to play with said character in-game using this portal that reacts with the chip. Most of the characters in this game didn't even have a LEGO set out at the time. These were unique LEGO figures. Figures from franchises like E.T., Sonic the Hedgehog, Wizard of Oz, Doctor Who, and even Scooby-Doo. You play as Wildstyle, Gandalf, and Batman who go around the LEGO multiverse to stop the villain Lord Vortex from destroying and combining every LEGO universe together after collecting things called the Foundation Elements. The game's story is really good and the crossovers will make any nerd squeal in delight. My favorite part is when the Doctor comes in, and yes, I do count Batman getting his ego completely destroyed in the TARDIS as Doctor Who canon, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Also, fighting Sauron on top of a Dalek ship above a metropolis, fighting General Zod while the Ghostbusters catch ghosts in the background, or even fighting the Riddler in Middle-earth while he's on the back of a Balrog. All 31 franchises in this game have huge open worlds, but since it's a Toys to Life game, you can only unlock those worlds if you have a character from said franchise. This makes LEGO Dimensions the most expensive LEGO game to date. Sure, you can pay in-game currency to play with certain characters to complete puzzles, but only for a limited time. Damn it, I want to play as Shell for the entire game, not just 120 seconds. Even people who didn't own the game were buying these fun packs because where else are you gonna get a licensed figure of Sonic the Hedgehog? The bugs in this game have been patched many times over, but at times it can get really laggy and it freezes when you accidentally switch figures too fast. It might be because I'm playing on the Wii U version, but the PS3 version, it was no better. I barely got to the first encounter with the Wicked Witch of the West before my PS3 completely crashed. If you can look past the glitches and spend your entire paycheck on a LEGO Beetlejuice with a sandworm, it's a pretty amazing experience. The voice cast in this game is amazing as well, bringing back actors that played those characters like Matthew Lillard as Shaggy, Peter Capaldi as the Doctor, Ellen McLain as GLaDOS.
Are you cooked yet? Ain't nothing for yes. Or arg, the pain, why won't the pain stop? Or no.
Elizabeth Banks back as Wildstyle, Christopher Lloyd back as Doc Brown, and Howie Mandel as Gizmo? Oh. I currently have characters like the starter ones, Gandalf, Batman, and Wildstyle, then expanded with Benny and his spaceship, a Dalek and a Cyberman, the Wicked Witch of the West with a flying monkey, and Master Wu with a dragon. All are really cool figures, but my favorite one has to be the Wicked Witch of the West. My favorite because she's useful. I've flown over entire levels just so I can skip the puzzles. The puzzles are fine in most LEGO games and sometimes really fun to solve, but a lot are repeated and tedious in Dimensions. The puzzles are usually completed with the USB portal. You have to constantly move the characters around to complete these color-coded puzzles, and I hate them. You have to match the colors where the characters are on the portal, but most of the time you have to mix the colors together, and sometimes I can't even tell what color I'm looking at because it's too dark. The other puzzles are fine, but most of the time they're just annoying and boring. Don't get me wrong, this game is amazing, but most of the levels like Ghostbusters are just put in to extend the playtime. Don't get me wrong, LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens is wicked fun to play. If it wasn't for the glaring issues I have with this title, I would say it's one of Traveler's Tales' best. I really liked the new first-person shooting, the dogfights were really satisfying, the story was very well paced. They actually use voice clips from the movie with some new ones added in. It really is a pick up and play game. It's fun, it has good humor, and the mechanics and puzzles aren't too hard to understand, so even kids can easily pick it up. But as I said, it's a fun game to play, although it is now sitting abandoned on your game shelf since the Skywalker saga has already beaten it tenfold. But LEGO Force Awakens does something right that the Skywalker saga does wrong. Actually having custom characters. Even though you do start on Endor as a prologue, it's really only based on one film. I'm pretty sure that film started a series that a lot of people hate. I believe this was made as a prototype for the Skywalker Saga, mostly because The Force Awakens is in the Skywalker Saga, and most of the gameplay and assets are just going to be copied and pasted to the Skywalker Saga anyway. I would not recommend buying this game now or ever unless it's to fill some sort of LEGO game collection. It's not worth spending your money on a game about one Star Wars movie when you can spend that money on all 9. But overall, I liked the game more than I didn't. I just wanted to point out some overbearing issues that I have with the game, and I thankfully was given a copy, so I didn't spend my money on it. This is one of my favorite LEGO games that I currently own, mostly because of the main character is you. You start the game by making your own character who has the ability to gain superpowers. And at the end, you choose to be a villain or a hero. The customization is the main selling point for me in the end. Every LEGO figure part in this game, being preset or generic blank ones, can be colored in so many different ways. My partner made a character named Lord Wimpleton. He has blue skin, a handlebar mustache, robot legs and arms, a top hat, and a sausage as a weapon that he can cast electricity out of like a wand. And after creating him, Lex Luthor roasts you and you're thrown into a gang of DC's worst supervillains who, after the Justice League disappear, take on the role as Earth's protectors and must defeat a rival group of supervillains from Earth 3 who are exact replicas of the Justice League, who are also pretending to be the Justice League while searching for a powerful item called the Anti-Life Equation for their master Darkseid. DC games have always been great, but this one takes first place. The hub world is really open, with you being able to explore Gotham, Metropolis, and even Smallville between missions with any character. Even the custom characters, and again, when I say the customizer is amazing, I mean I was able to make the mask and even Hancock with it.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking
This is the side of DC that I love. The world in this game makes the DC universe actually look like a DC comic book. Metropolis is bright, colorful, and sunny since that's where Superman is and he needs sunlight to survive like a goddamn plant. And Gotham is dark, depressing, always raining. That's because it's basically a Batman comic world. I had so much fun playing this, and I have to say, it's better than any of the DC movies that have come out recently. Zack Snyder has nothing on Steven Sharples and Andrew Holt. It does such a better job opening up the DC universe than the movies have ever done. But just because it's a great game doesn't mean there's not a lot of bull, like with some of the levels. It always felt like we're either breaking out of places or breaking into places. Mostly prisons, level after level after level in gray hallways, collecting studs and beating up bad guys. Or good guys, depending on which side of the police you're on. And also, glitches! The game freezing and create a character or double of your character in one of the final cutscenes. But overall, this has to be one of the best LEGO games on the market, so it's an A+ game from me. By the way, I made Lord Wimpleton a villain in the end, just if you were wondering. And that was only 3 out of at least 14 LEGO games I currently own, and I need a break from LEGO games for a while.